In this problem, I want you to observe the small thing first before we do the problem. You see, if I take mod sin x is equal to 1 by 2, then I want you to observe that this equation has four solutions in this interval, four distinct solutions. You can see that it has one solution in the first quadrant, that is 30 degrees, and then one in the second quadrant 150 degrees, one in the third quadrant 210 degrees, one in the fourth quadrant 330 degrees. So it is the same thing for any number such that mod sin x is equal to k, where k is in the interval open 0 to 1. Therefore, I want you to observe that with k lying here, this has four distinct solutions, means e power mod sin x will have is equal to e power k or some constant. This has four solutions obviously. Now, after observing this point, right here, calling e power mod sin x as t, we observe that this equation transforms to t plus 1 by t plus 4a equal to 0, or from this I get the quadratic t square plus 4at plus 1 equal to 0. So I want you to observe that e power mod sin x, this mod sin x, we know the range is 0 to 1. So e power mod sin x, its values will lie between 0 and 1. Mod sin x values lie between 0 and 1 means e power mod sin x will lie between 1 and e. So here, this equation, in this equation, t lies between 0 and 1. And we want this equation to have exactly four distinct solutions, means we want this mod sin x to lie strictly between 0 and 1, as we have observed here. We want mod sin x to lie strictly between 0 and 1. Sorry, here it is t is e power mod sin x, with mod sin x lying between 0 and 1, t will lie between 1 and e. Now, as you want it in the open interval to have exactly four distinct solutions, I'll choose t to lie between 1 and e. So I want this equation to have exactly one solution in this interval. It means that if I call this equation as this expression as f of t, I want f of 1 into f of e to be less than 0. Exactly one solution. Now rest is obvious from this. What is f of 1? F of 1 will be 4a plus 2 into f of e. I'll get e square plus 1 plus 4ae less than 0. This is if and only if we know that a has to lie between the roots. So a belongs to, here I'll get minus 1 by 2, and from here I get minus of e square plus 1 by 4e comma minus 1 by 2. You can verify that this number is bigger than this number. So actually these are the set of values of a, so that the given equation has exactly four different solutions. Let's go to next problem. In this problem, we know that for this equation to have a solution, this should be in the range of this one first of all. Now we know that its range is nothing but root of 49 plus 25, that is 74. So 2k plus 1 should lie between minus root 74 and plus root 74. So I get mod 2k plus 1 is less than or equal to root 74, or if and only if I'll have 4k square plus 4k plus 1 is less than or equal to 74. Or as he is just talking about the integral values of k, we'll do one thing. We'll write like this only. This is minus root 74 less than or equal to 2k plus 1 less than or equal to root 74, and we have that from this going for integers minus 9 less than or equal to 2k plus 1 less than or equal to 81, because 9, because obviously this is less than or equal to root 81 and this side it is greater than or equal to minus root 84. Observe that I can take strict inequality here because it cannot take this. I can write here a strict inequality there itself. Okay, so from this I am getting minus 9, subtracting a 1 throughout, I'll have minus 10 less than 2k less than 8. It's if and only if minus 5 less than k less than 4. So obviously the integral values of k possible are uh, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, which are 8 in number. Let's go to next problem. Okay, in this problem, let's first write the formula for variance. Variance is equal to sigma fi xi square by sigma fi minus sigma fi xi by sigma fi whole square. That is the formula. Now, these are xi's and it is given that the frequencies are proportional to these things. Okay, so if this is xi, this is xi, then this will be k times, for this will be k times nc2, like that. But I want you to observe that even if you write k times nc2 for fi, then that k in the formula, after substituting the k over here in the place of fi, k times nci, and here also k times nci, those k's they get cancelled. So you don't have to worry about the proportionality constant because that will get cancelled when we write the formula of variance. Therefore, we can simply treat these as fi's the way the formula is here. Therefore, let me first calculate sigma fi xi square by sigma fi. So I get sigma fi xi square, if I take, I am having it as r square into ncr square. Instead of I, this time I am using the varying variable or sigma as r, doesn't matter, and we are more familiar with this, r equal to 0 to n by sigma, not ncr square, not fi square, it is just fi only, so ncr by ncr. Okay, so now we know how to deal with this. The numerator, it is nothing but sigma, we write r square as r into r minus 1 minus r into ncr by sigma ncr. We know sigma ncr in the denominator, it is nothing but 2 power n, and for the numerator it will be sigma this into this. We know that we will get we can write this as n by r into n minus 1 by r minus 1, all that. So cancelling these things, we will have it as, I am writing separate sigmas, it is n into n minus 1 into sigma n minus 2 c r minus 2 minus sigma r into cr. We directly have a formula for that. So it is nothing but, I am getting it as n into n minus 1 into 2 power n minus 2 minus n into 2 power n minus 1 by 2 power n I have. Similarly, let me calculate sigma fi xi by sigma fi. So I'll have it as sigma r cr by sigma cr, which is 2 power n. So it is n into 2 power n minus 1 by 2 power n. So this will come out as n by 2. And here this will come as cancelling 2 power n minus 2 in the numerator and denominator. I have n into n minus 1 minus 2n by 2 square I'll have, that is 4, 2 square. See, actually here uh, I wrote this r square like this. So observe that it should be plus there. So here I'll have a plus, and so this will become plus and this will become plus. Now you substitute this value and this value in this formula, you'll have your answer. Let's go to next problem. In this problem, this is a pretty obvious one. The ordered pair x comma y will be there in the relation only when this is satisfied. So you can see that if you take any number, any integer, because it is defined on the set of natural numbers, if you take any integer n, then I say n comma n will be there in the relation, because the condition it has to satisfy for an ordered pair x comma y to be in the relation is this one. So is it there? It will be there in the relation if this satisfies this condition. Now substituting in the place of x and y, n and n, you have n square minus 8n square plus 7n square equal to 0, satisfied. Therefore, it is obviously a reflexive relation. Let us go to next problem. Now in this problem, we know the graph of f of x. The graph of f of x is either like this, because the leading coefficient is positive, or it is like this. Now he is asking fx should be decreasing for some x, means at some point it should be decreasing. So this is not allowed, this is going on increasing is not allowed. We want the graph to be like this, so that you can see that in this range, if you take any x at that point, the graph is decreasing, the function is decreasing there. So we would like to have something like this. That means there should be a maximum and minimum for the function. That means the derivative of the function should have real roots. So let's first go for the derivative. I have f dash of x is equal to 3x square plus 2ax plus 2b. Now we want this to have real roots. So discriminant must be greater than 0, because I want two distinct roots there. So discriminant b square minus 4ac should be greater than 0. So from this I am getting a square must be greater than 6b. So we observe that c has nothing to do with the condition. So the focus is only on a and b. It is enough. While choosing a and b, this condition is satisfied. So let us look at the values. Now if I make the b as the objective, so b takes 1, then a can take the values, a cannot take 1. See, this will become 6 now with b as 1. So the values a can take are 3, 4, 5, 6. If b takes 2, then this will be 12. So the values b can take are 4, 5 or 6. If b is 3, this will be 18, in which case a can take the values either 5 or 6. If b takes 4, then this will be 24, in which case a can take again values either 5 or 6. If b is 5, then a can take the values, a can take only one value 6, because we want strict inequality there. And if b is 6, then observe that this is already 6b will be 36, you cannot give any value to a, because you want strictly greater than 6b. So these are the possibilities. With 1, with b as 1, these are the 4 things like that. So here 4 choices and here 3. Here ordered pairs I am talking about 1, 3, 1, 4. I mean this is b, this is a. Or if you want in order, you can write 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, like that you can write. Anyways, 4 here, 3, 7, 2, 9, 9 plus 3, 12 are their total. 12 favorable outcomes out of 36. So the answer is 1 by 3. Let's go to next problem.